Hi, Kingdom. Welcome back. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Today, I'm still doing that series. I do it in between of traits of a narcissist. And today, we're going to talk about trait number 10. And trait number 10 is the liar, liar narcissist. Narcissists lie about everything. Every single thing that comes out of their mouth is a lie. It's either it's fabricated, um, it's blown out of proportion, or it didn't happen, or they did it to someone and they are saying that someone has done it to them, or the worst one is they don't have anything to say, so they will just come up with these absolutely bogus, ridiculous stories. One, maybe for attention. Two, had to learn this the hard way. It's usually a diversion. It's usually when they're making up these really wild and crazy stories, it's 9 times out of 10, it's because they have done something wrong. They have gotten themselves into something that they should not have done. And they think, I guess, they're going to assume that you will find out. So they come up with these crazy, off the wall stories to keep you at bay, which whatever they've done, you probably will never find out about it because they're such sneaky individuals. But I, I do sometimes. I think, and I think of some stories that I've been told, and now in hindsight, I can actually say, where did that story come from? It didn't make any sense when it was being told. It didn't make sense. The story did not make sense. Um, but in my mind now, I say, it's the fool me because they're doing something that they have no business doing. So to keep everything interested in their mind, I'm going to assume this is all assumption. This is all assumption because of the stories that I have been told. I have to say, I am now thinking back and thinking, whoa, 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 whoa. So let me just say, so one evening I came home from work and the narcissist was completely frazzled, completely frazzled. And we live in Southwest Florida, and his sister and her daughter and her husband live in Orlando. And when I got home, the narcissist was in the bed. He looked like he was saw a deer in headlights, and he proceeded to tell me that he just knew that someone had done something. Excuse me. I'm going to tell the story right. He just knew that his sister's husband was messing with her daughter, his niece. And I remember saying to him, "What? Where did you get this from? What are you talking about?" He was, now that I look back and I recollect back, he was he was coming unglued. He was completely nervous. He was adamant that this was happening. And I remember asking him, "Where did you get this from? Did your niece tell you this?" He says his response to me was, "No, I just know that this is happening. I know it." And then he proceeded to ask me to help him call the police and tell the police. And I said to him, I remember saying to him, "When you call the police, what are you going to tell them?" "I'm going to tell them that I think that," this is his response, "I'm going to tell them that I think that he's doing something to her." I said, "One, it doesn't work that way. If this girl has not verbally said to you that she is in danger or that something, she's being molested, you can't just come to these people, the authorities, and say those types of things. You just can't say." He said, "I know it's happening. I'm telling you, I know it's happening." So now that the fog is cleared, now that the smoke is cleared, I now know and I now understand that that was his guilt. It was his guilt. And he was lying, and he was making up a diversion story because he probably had done something that he wasn't supposed to do, or that he was feeling guilty about something he had done to God knows who. God knows who. I can't, I can speculate and I won't verbally say it out loud because we're still under the courts. So I have to be very mindful on what I say. But I will say this: there's nothing in my mind now that tells me, I'm telling you 100%, he had done something to someone. He was guilty of something. And it was a diversion to get the view off of himself and onto his brother-in-law. After that happened, he I don't think he called the police, but I remember him calling some of his family members and telling them. He actually told people. He called his mother and told his mother. And his sister, her husband, and I believe even the niece didn't talk to him for like a year and a half, 2 years, because he had made this accusation, which he had absolutely no proof for. And I now understand and I now know the reason why he didn't have any ground to stand on is because he had no proof. And 9 times out of 10, more than likely, nothing had ever happened. Not with the two of them. If that happened, I can't tell you if it did or it didn't. But liar, liar. Liar, liar, that you did a diversion, that this person decided that he would make up this story because God knows what he had actually done. But one person that does know, the other person that was involved, and God. 2 people know. So 3, him, whatever he did that he was guilty of, and God. And everything that is in darkness always comes to light. And that's all I got to say about that. So these demonic, sick, demented individuals that are called narcissists will come up with the craziest stories to just diarrhea of the mouth. They just have to say something. They have to talk. They have to do the diversion. They have to flip it back on someone else, or flip it off of them and direct it and send it to someone else because they're guilty. They will lie about everything that comes out of their mouth is a lie. If you are with someone and every time they tell you a wild, crazy story and it doesn't sound right, and then if they have to tell you the story again somehow, some way, the story is nowhere near what they first told you, they're a liar. And there's no reason to lie. In this day and age, there's no reason to lie because there's always a camera somewhere that's going to tell you the truth. There's always a witness of someone or some way it's going to come out. The truth always prevails. So why these people continue to think that they can lie? And like I said in another video I did last week, they think that they're geniuses and they're the smartest people in the world and everybody else is stupid and we're dumb. Well, no more being dumb and no more being stupid. Our eyes are open. Our eyes are no longer closed and their mask is off and we see them for who they really are. They will lie. So when after we got divorced, he had to come and get his items from the house, and he had gotten this little turtle, and the turtle had gotten probably to be about that big, and we said, hey, you got to we left the turtle, we left everything that belonged to him in the garage. He was supposed to come and clear out the garage. We left the turtle in the garage, and we saw him on camera. We saw him on camera digging the plants out of the backyard. Digging the plants out of the backyard. Big, 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 big trees and big plants. Where he was going to take it, I don't know, because as far as I know, he's renting. And my daughter said there's a little space for gardening, but maybe he was going to sell it or do whatever or kill it. I don't know. But he decided that he was going to take plants, dig plants up out of the backyard, which he was not supposed to do. So we saw him on camera. Take these plants. Him and two other guys took plants, digging everything that they wanted out of the ground. We also saw from the front of the house the turtle. We saw him take the turtle and put the turtle across the street. 2 days ago, I think today is June 12th, I think it is. 2 days ago, my daughter says, Mom, you're never going to believe this. I said, what's the matter? She said, oh, Dad called and he was talking to me, and the turtle's name was Sky. She said he bought up the turtle. He told my daughter that he took the turtle way, way, way far away from the house. There's a ranch near us. He told my daughter that he took the turtle over by the ranch. And then proceeded to tell my daughter said, he said, oh, if you go by the ranch, look for the turtle. We saw him on camera put the turtle out on the street, right across the street from the house. What is the reasoning for lying? I don't know. He doesn't know that we saw him put the turtle out right outside. So my daughter's shaking her head and saying, Mom, why is Dad lying? I said, I don't know, honey. I don't know. She said, Mom, we saw him put the turtle out right across the street. We saw on the camera, the footage. Why? She was frustrated. She said, I don't understand. What is the reason for the lying? I said, Sweetie Pie, I can't tell you. I can't. She said, has he always been a liar? I don't know, honey. I'm just telling you guys this just to show you the things that they will lie about. What is the reason to lie and tell your child that you took the turtle all the way over to the ranch when you walked down the driveway and put the turtle out, and the turtle probably got ran over by a car, and then you're over exceeding that to tell her to, when you go, if you go by the ranch, look for the turtle, knowing you didn't take that turtle anywhere near the ranch. But here again, they think that they're a genius and they're so smart and everybody else is so stupid. And my daughter's looking at me and shaking her head and saying, this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. There's no reason to lie about something so silly and so stupid. And a 13-year-old can tell you that. A 13-year-old girl can say that out of her mouth about her father. Mom, this is ridiculous. Why is he lying? We're going to keep going with the lies. Excuse me. We were going to therapy. When we went to court, there was all kind of lies. The lies did not stop with this man. I mean, when I tell you, the lies were just going and going and going. It's like he entertains himself with these lies. That's what I think. I think he gets a kick out of it. So there was, with doing therapy, it was discussed that her and my daughter and him was supposed to. She doesn't want to go to his home anymore. There's so many things that happened there, but she no longer wants to go over there because of how she was being treated when she was gone and the things that he was doing to her and saying to her. So part of the outcome was that they go to therapy, we go to therapy, reunification therapy, that him and I learn how to communicate and co-parent, which is never gonna happen. I wish it could, but it's never gonna happen. If it does happen, it's the grace of God that allows it to happen, and that him and my daughter, try to rebuild their relationship. So the last time we went to therapy, it was said, they had an outing, they went to dinner. The dinner was supposed to last, I think, anywhere between an hour and an hour and a half. She wanted me to stay in the car and stay close. She did not want me to leave. So if my child says she don't want me to leave, I was on the phone with my sister. I had some other business I was doing. I stayed close where if she wanted to come out and come to me, she could. That's what she felt comfortable with, and that's what I did so that she felt comfortable. That was agreed at therapy. So anyway, long story short, they were supposed to be there for a half an hour, an hour and a half. A half an hour later, I see her come out, and I'm like, whoa, that was quick. What happened? She said, I don't know. He said, we're done. She brought her food out. I don't even think she ate. It doesn't even look like she ate. She brought her food out. I'm like, what happened? That was so quick. She said, I don't know. He said he's ready to go. I said, okay. We get back to therapy because we have to go back to therapy now to say how everything went. And the story from him, he made my daughter cry, which I'm really upset about. Again, he made her cry. He called her a liar. He told her that this is what he told the therapist. He told the therapist that I told that my daughter told him that I said that they were only supposed to meet for half an hour. When I never said that, and that conversation never happened. I swear on everything. That conversation never happened. But anyway, I'm rambling. I say all of that to say the gist of what I got and what I understand it to be is that he no longer wanted to go to therapy. He no longer wanted to pay for therapy because he told the therapist that I was should pay for everything. And so he came up with this story, lied on my daughter, made my daughter cry, and then told the therapist that he was spending all of this money on us when all my daughter gets is $46 a week in child support. It's on a card, and she buys whatever she wants with it. But he made up this story just because he no longer wanted to pay for therapy anymore. And instead of him just saying, I don't want to come back, he made up this lie in this story to divert onto me that I am the problem and to lie on my daughter. So now my daughter's like, it doesn't make sense, but he keeps burying himself and pushing my daughter away more and more and more and more. And he doesn't take ownership for it, and it's really sad. And I say all of that to say that all these people do is lie. All they do is everything that comes out of their mouth is a lie. They believe their own lies. They divert by lying, and they cannot tell the truth under any circumstances. So why they lie as much as they do, they can't keep up with their lies because they lie so much. But they are absolutely liars. They lie about everything. They lie about the smallest minute things. It is absolutely ridiculous how much these people lie. So, Kingdom, let me know if you agree. Do you feel that narcissists lie about every single thing? Have you experienced things where they were lying just to get out of doing something, or to divert from something, or that you felt they were guilty of something? So they came up with this lie to get themselves out of it. Let me know what you think. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful and amazing and blessed day. Again, I want to thank everyone for who has sown a seed. I appreciate you so much. Remember, you are a part of the kingdom. I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful and amazing and blessed day. Bye bye.